Welcome back to the third instalment of the EdgooseWakeford Sportscast mock draft. I'm Daniel Edgoose. Joining me for these picks 22 to 32 is...
Ben Wakeford back again, everyone. Welcome back for our third edition of our first ever EdgooseWakeford mock draft, but not through thanks to trying. We've tried a few times, but this is the first one we'll have out fully.
With the lockdown, we're facing this challenge of being indoors and doing it via Zoom, which is difficult. We're used to having our nice plush studios back in Media City, Southampton.
I'll say it's working pretty well, though.
It's working okay. We're making the best of what we have.
Yeah.
We plan to do a live stream for the NFL draft in a few days' time. We'll be making our own mock draft, seeing who gets the most picks correct.
Yeah.
And just having a good time. We hope you can join us. If we can't do it live, we'll probably pre-record it and then post it on YouTube later. Maybe some highlights.
Some reactions.
Some live reactions.
Oh my God, it's Joe Burrow! Ah!
Okay. But today we're just going through picks 22 to 32 as we've done the previous picks in the last two episodes, so check them out if you have missed that.
Yeah.
So I've got the first take on this pick with the Minnesota Vikings.
Take it away, my guy.
There's a lot of options they could take with this pick. I've got them taking Jeff Gladney, cornerback from TCU. He fits the mold of the feisty, take no prisoners defender. I like his attitude a lot, and they've just lost Xavier Rhodes, who for a long time has been a lockdown corner for them and the number one guy. The defense looks pretty good, to be honest, but I think another feisty player on defense at cornerback would help them massively. They have another pick later on in the draft where they can address offense to help Kirk Cousins, especially after losing Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills in that trade. But I think that with this pick, it would be wise for them to go Jeff Gladney, cornerback from TCU.
Yeah, nice pickup there for Minnesota. I've got them also going defense, slightly different position. I've got them taking linebacker Patrick Queen from LSU. This guy's a bit of a beast, I'm not going to lie. He's very rangy, gets across the field very quick. He didn't allow a single reception of over 20 yards on 488 career coverage snaps at LSU. Just think about that.
That's incredible. That is top level stuff for this point in the draft.
Yeah, it really is. People have him as second, maybe third linebacker on the board. Ran a 4.45 40-yard dash, which is pretty quick for a linebacker. He had dominant performances in both the SEC title game, the national championship semi-final, and then the national championship itself, which proves he can play in these big situations, these big games. He had 12 tackles for loss last year, 3 sacks, and 85 tackles. So he's not just a coverage guy; he can get in there and disrupt the run and disrupt the pass as well.
Patrick Queen will become the king in Minnesota if that happens.
Ooh, I like that. King of the Vikings, yeah. So next, New England, the big one. A big pick here. I've got them taking quarterback Jordan Love from Utah State.
Ooh.
Killer. Yeah, I don't think they're saying that Jared Stidham's the guy. He ain't the guy for me. No chance, Chief. Jordan Love, big guy, 6'4", 225 pounds. He had an excellent 2018 for Utah State. He threw 32 touchdowns, 64% completion rate. Just looking over some highlights on film, he's a smooth thrower. Goes a really tight spiral. That ball gets there real quick. Athletic in the pocket, so he escapes pressure just straight away. He's gone. He's quick. He's agile. But, he's definitely a kind of a project quarterback, someone who maybe take a year or a few games to learn the offense, and then, especially with probably not going to be any training camp, isn't there? So, going to have to learn the offense, and then he probably might get in for his first few starts, maybe later on in the year or maybe his second year.
Yeah, obviously with the global climate, I think no OTAs, no pre-season ready. So for a lot of these rookies, it's going to be very difficult. And I think potentially teams in the late first round might use these picks to draft other areas of need because quarterbacks, for these young guys, they've got to come in and learn straight away. Yeah. And that's going to be extremely difficult. And Jordan Love to England, I think that would be a real first sort of big shock in the draft. But it's exactly who I've got them taking as well. I see New England taking Jordan Love. I can't see them sticking with Jared Stidham.
No.
To have that culture of success for the last until the early 2000s, and then just switching to Jared Stidham like that and settling for mediocre, or what we think is going to be mediocre. He could be really good for all we know. I think that I can't see that happening. I don't think Bill Belichick's that guy. He doesn't have much longer in the league, and I don't think he wants to sort of tarnish his success and legacy with average. So I think they would take Jordan Love and hope that he can stick around in the league, which I think he can. In other drafts we've done, I've taken him much higher.
Yeah, same.
Around the early first round. He's a very good quarterback. Utah State love him. I don't see why New England wouldn't love him.
Yeah, nice one.
So the next pick is the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
I've got them taking... I see them staying in state and taking Justin Jefferson, wide receiver from Louisiana State University. He was one of Joe Burrow's favourite targets and their route to winning the national championship. I think he'd be a perfect complement player. I don't think he's ready to be a number one straight away, but to have somebody like Michael Thomas to learn from and to play under, I think is going to help him massively. It's already a good offense, and to have somebody like Drew Brees thrown to him, it's going to help him massively. And I wouldn't be surprised in 5 years if he's a Pro Bowl guy. I think he's going to be comfortable staying in state, and I think the Saints would be very happy with the production he could give in the first couple of years.
Yeah, I like that pick. He's probably been watched already by the Saints in terms of, obviously you say he's in state from LSU. So I like that pick a lot. Guy, I've gone with same position wide receiver, guy that I kind of forgot about in the earlier round. I don't see him falling this late, but I've put CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver from Oklahoma.
He could drop.
He could do, but I don't see him dropping this far. I think he's the second best receiver in the draft. 6'2", 200 pounds, so there's decent size on him. 4'5", 40, so he's not the quickest, but he's got kind of size to back up, the lack of speed. He was a 2019 Biletnikoff finalist, which is the nation's top wide receiver in college. First team Big 12 for Oklahoma, so he's got that pedigree. 62 receptions, 1,327 yards. You talk about guys that have thrown to him. He's had 3 elite quarterbacks in the past 3 years. He's had Baker, and then Kyler, and now Jalen Hurts. I've got just watched some film on him recently. He separates on most of his routes. It doesn't matter how deep, whether it's a short route, medium route, or a deep route. He's very bouncy for jump balls. He's got that kind of basketball kind of hops on him. Excellent route runner, and he can do a job instantly as a punt returner, in my opinion.
Yeah, if the Saints can land somebody like CeeDee Lamb at this pick, they'll be very happy with that, no doubt.
Yeah, but as I said, I don't see him falling this far. It's just, obviously, as a fan, this would be like the perfect outcome.
Magic of the draft, baby.
Yeah. Next one. We go next pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vikings, again, picking at number 25. I've got them take another defensive player. I've got them taking Yurta Gross-Matos. I think that's how you say his name. From Penn State. I've got down he's more of a 4-3 end, which I think the Vikings run a 4-3 system, so that fits perfectly. He's like a mixture of size, strength, and speed. He's got all that versatile nature about him. 17.5 sacks as a 2-year starter at Penn State, so that's some really pretty good production from quite a tough conference. He works around blocks excellently, so if his first move kind of isn't as successful, he can easily kind of work his way around with that quick speed. I think in a few years he's going to develop into a great rusher, maybe one of the league's best. So I think picking at 25, you get a lot of value here with Gross-Matos.
Yeah, I've got him high on my list as well of just pure talent. I've got them taking a guy who's not on many first-round mock drafts. He's 34th ranked on Gil Brandt's big board. And look, this is a team which... I took a defensive player earlier. There's not... In terms of overall roster, this is probably one of the best, if not the best, in the NFL. It's a complete roster. I see him taking offensive line here. I'm going to go with the 30 with Temple offensive lineman Matt Hennessy. He can play center or offensive guard. They need to keep protecting the overpaid Kirk Cousins, and hopefully they can win some more playoff games and get on a get on a streak and a roll in the playoffs to get to where they ultimately want to be. Again, maybe safety could help in this situation. But I think I'd stick with Matt Hennessy, the guard and centre from Temple, to help Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, nice pick.
So the next pick is Miami's third first-round pick, which is incredible. I had them taking Tua and an offensive lineman in this draft.
Yeah.
I have them taking, with this pick, Jonathan Taylor, the running back from Wisconsin. They traded away Kenyon Drake for picks. They have no real running game at the moment and no real offense at this point in time. Jonathan Taylor and Tua, I mean, that's your combo for the next 10 years. And Jonathan Taylor's the best running back in this class. I do like DeAndre Swift out of Georgia, but Jonathan Taylor just edges it for me. Top running back. And hey, who doesn't want to live in Miami?
Yeah, I like that.
Who doesn't want to go from cold Wisconsin to Miami? I think you would love the place, and it would really signal the beginning of potentially a good decade for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I've got the same pick. I've got them taking Jonathan Taylor. I think if I was in this if I had the amount of picks I have in the first 2 rounds, I'd definitely go to overhaul the offense with the first round. So Tua, tackle, and now Jonathan Taylor as well, who can franchise running backs. You know, as you said, he's a pound the rock runner, 5'10", 225. So he's got the size. He ran a 4.39 40, which is rapid for a guy of his size. He ran for 1,977 yards as a freshman at Wisconsin. And then this year, as a junior, first-team All-American, rushed for over 2,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 6.3 yards per carry. It's incredible. And I think he's an instant day-one starter and a day-one stud at the running back position.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot.
Next up, we're going to Seattle Seahawks. For Seattle, I think one thing they need to focus on is pass rush. So I've got them taking a guy who's kind of dropped quite far, AJ Epinesa, defensive end out of Iowa. Very good 2019 for AJ. 14.5 tackles for loss, 11.5 sacks, first team Big Ten, which is a tough conference to get into. I've got his NFL comparison as Carlos Dunlap, so he's got kind of a bit more size, like a defensive end, but maybe he could play 3-4 defensive end and rush the pass from there. He's got length and power. He's a big man, as I just said, and he can be excellent at setting the run early in his NFL career, setting the edge against the run. Sorry, so he's going to be disruptive from day one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like the pick a lot. I'm going to go with somebody you picked a couple of picks ago to the Seattle Seahawks. I think with the confusion around whether Jadeveon Clowney's going to return, he's still a free agent, and he was a real defensive stud for them last year. I see them going with Yetur Gross-Matos, the Penn State Nittany Lion. He's an ascending 4-3 defensive end who should go from good size to imposing frame as he fills out his power forward body type. I mean, his twists are fluid and fast. He's got a range of moves which can help him get to the quarterback. Loose hips. He's got a decent size. Will get bigger as he gets older and more developed in the NFL. He's a rangy chaser down the line of scrimmage. That's something I like about him. A real athlete, and I think if the Seattle Seahawks get him and they compare him with Jadeveon Clowney, that's the defensive front sorted for the next few years.
Yeah, I like that pick, yeah.
So with the next pick up is the Baltimore Ravens. Where do you pick for the Baltimore Ravens? I mean, and absolutely studs everywhere, all over the board. I have them going with somebody you really rate highly and picked earlier, I believe, for the Denver Broncos, Kenneth Murray, the Oklahoma Sooner linebacker. I think if there's one position on this defense, they lost CJ Mosley to the New York Jets in free agency a couple of years ago. They haven't really got any studs on that in their linebacker core. I think Kenneth Murray, the tackling machine from Oklahoma, will be the guy. And look, I mean, where else can they pick realistically? That's going to be a day one starter.
Yeah, they can kind of bring effectiveness to the team straight away.
This is a team built to win right now, and I think Kenneth Murray can play in the only area where they need day one starters from the draft. So I think if Kenneth Murray went to the Ravens, it'd be a good fit.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same kind of predicament as you. As I don't really know what they need in terms of to start straight away. I was thinking maybe safety, secondary kind of position. But I decided to, why not make something extra special and give them another in the running back department. So I've got them taking DeAndre Swift, the running.
Gee!
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is Georgia's. I mean, just a running back factory. We're talking Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, just so many of them in the NFL right now. But in terms of DeAndre Swift, he's got incredible speed. He's 4.48 40 times, so he's pretty quick. He's a 3 down back. I mean, he's got the receiving skills out of the backfield that could come in handy with a cheeky run pass option or passes. He's patient behind blocks. He's got excellent burst straight out behind blocks. And yeah, he's just an excellent all-round back. Probably the second best back in the class. So I think add him to Mark Ingram, Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, what they already have, and they've got an instant guy who can make some sort of impact straight away.
Like the pick. I like the pick a lot.
Thanks, mate. So next, 29, is Tennessee Titans. For them, I think, because I don't see them going defense really. They've also got their running back, quarterback situation all sorted out. So I think a weapon for Ryan Tannehill would be handy. So I've got them taking T. Higgins, wide receiver out of Clemson. Unreal size. I mean, he's 6'4", 216 pounds. He is tall. He is a big boy. Very similar to AJ Green in terms of his kind of NFL comparison. He had a touchdown on 20% of catches at Clemson. You just think about that. That's ridiculous. He's also got sneaky speed for a guy who's 6'4". I think he's pretty quick. 2019 first team All ACC. He left Clemson as tied for all-time touchdown reception leaders with DeAndre Hopkins and Sammy Watkins, two guys who are obviously incredibly productive in the NFL. So I think he's definitely going to bring that kind of production to a Tennessee Titans offense.
Yeah, I like the pick a lot. Tennessee Titans in this situation, again, like you mentioned, can't see them going defense. They got some good wide receivers, not great. A weapon is certainly an option. Running back, quarterback sorted. I see them going offensive line. They've just lost Jack Conklin to free agency, who was a big part of Derrick Henry's run game. He's gone to the Cleveland Browns for big money. I can see them going with an offensive tackle from USC, Austin Jackson. He's a terrific athlete with quick feet and superb agility. Yeah, he had a bit of a down year in 2019, but it's because he donated bone marrow to his sister. This is a great guy and a family man who's going to come into a culture with a head coach that, he's going to be the guy everyone likes. How could you not like this guy? USC offensive tackle, big guy.
I didn't even know that. That's an incredible story.
It's a fascinating story, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to read that, he had a bit of a down year in 2019 because he donated bone marrow to his sister.
Got to give him a pass.
That's incredible. You got to give him a first-round pick for that.
Yeah.
For that alone. But on a real note, he has shown real upside in the last couple of years, and USC had a real good offensive tackle that's going to go to the NFL and succeed, I think, in Austin Jackson. And again, he's a guy that could have gone higher, but because there is so many offensive tackles that could be taken in the first round this year, and so many teams that need him, he's dropped all the way to this pick. But I think is a match that would be made well for both sides. So we're coming to the very end of the draft. Only a few picks left. The Green Bay Packers. I've got them taking a wide receiver from Baylor, Denzel Mims. The Packers are devoid of talent at receiver, apart from everybody knows Devontae Adams is the man. But they desperately need to give Aaron Rodgers more downfield threat. And Denzel Mims is that guy. He's been starved of talent at wide receiver. There's a bunch of names we've never heard. Who's Kudero? What is he throwing to a guy called Kudero?
Yeah, who is that bloke?
Who is that guy? So given somebody like Denzel Mims, who could be a stud, we don't know that yet. Pair him with Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers will be going from a very bad man to a very happy man.
Yeah, I like that. Similarly, I've got them taking an offensive weapon, but I've got them kind of different way. I've got them taking Notre Dame tight end Cole Kmet, which is, he's probably not going to be in the first round, but their tight end play hasn't been great recently. Jimmy Graham's not where he used to be. Cole Kmet's 6'6", 260 pounds, so he's a big boy. He's going to instantly help out in that run game. So that's one tick in the box. He ran a 4.740 for a guy who's 260 pounds, which is pretty quick. In terms of his production last year at Notre Dame, he only had 43 catches and 515 yards, 6 touchdowns, which isn't bad for a tight end, but he'll be looking to increase that production in the NFL. He's a great run blocker, as I just said. He's going to add instant impact on that offense. He's pretty much a day one starter, to be honest. How would you say Notre Dame? Do you say Notre Dame? Would you say Notre Dame?
As in the place or college?
College, place, whatever.
I'd say Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's a player I was considering taking for the Green Bay Packers, but I went with Denzel Mims just because of his impressive showing at the Combine and the Senior Bowl. I mean, at this point in the draft, it could be anyone, really.
Yeah.
These teams are loaded.
Moving on to the Super Bowl losers, the San Francisco 49ers. I've got them getting a weapon. Obviously, they've lost Emmanuel Sanders. I've got them taking Justin Jefferson, wide receiver from the LSU University, the NFL SU University. Justin Jefferson, 6'1", 202 pounds. So he's quite a slight receiver. I see him more as a slot receiver in the NFL. 4.4 40 times, so he's rapid, quick on tape. He gets off those straight away. I mean, his cuts are rapid. He tied the most catches in college football last season with 111, also with 1,540 yards, 18 touchdowns, which is second in the nation, only behind his teammate Jamar Chase. So he's just excellent production last year for as Joe Burrow's number one target, as you said earlier. He's slippery to get into open space. He can find open holes in a defense, and he's definitely an upgraded weapon for Jimmy Garoppolo and that San Francisco 49ers offense.
2 picks, a wide receiver for the 49ers then.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the talent they need and what they have there, I think 2 wide receivers could be a potential way they're going to go. But I think one of their picks, probably the earlier picks, going to get traded for 1 or 2 picks in the later rounds because they don't have any second or third round picks. So I think.
But yeah, they don't have any, do they?
No, so they've definitely got to find a partner who's going to give them some picks.
Yeah, they need to find some draft capital from somewhere because they've let it all go recently.
Yeah.
I took a wide receiver earlier at the 49ers pick. I could see them doing it again. I see 2 options here. They traded away DeForest Buckner to the Indianapolis Colts for the first round pick. So I think they could replace him with Ross Blacklock, the defensive lineman from TCU, or they go with Laviska Shenault, the wide receiver from Colorado. I think in this situation, I like Laviska Shenault more. He's an after-the-catch runner. He's an absolute bulldozer. It's really hard to take this guy down. And again, Colorado, not the biggest college program, which shows you, I mean, this guy's risen the draft boards in recent months because he's that good. People often draft players I feel like they often draft players from the big college programs because they play at the big college programs. And it's true, they're playing harder opposition. But for this guy to show that he could, for NFL teams to believe he could do it at NFL level when he's facing not the greatest competition, it tells you everything you need to know about this guy, Laviska Shenault. Let's do it. 31, pick 31.
I like the pick.
And we come to the last pick of our mock draft before we see where these players would go in real life. It's the Kansas City Chiefs, the world champs. I've got them taking a cornerback from Alabama, Trayvon, the swag man, Diggs. Look, landing a long athletic corner here would be a nice coup for them, helping them in the short and long terms. They don't have a real elite receiver, I don't feel. I feel like they need to find somebody who can be their Stephon Gilmore, who can carry that defense and mark number 1 guys without worrying. I like Trayvon Diggs a lot. I mean, to be a cornerback for Alabama, you've got to have that culture about you, baby. Let's do it, Kansas. Let's take them. Trayvon Diggs. Let's see this team get more stacked.
Yeah, I like the pick. I've gone a different direction. I've gone, they've got Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the moment, best quarterback in the world, best NFL player. I'm thinking you've got to protect that investment. I mean, they've got a pretty good offensive line already, but I think adding Cesar Ruiz from Michigan, he can play guard, he can play center. He waits. He's very good at waiting for defenders to commit to their pass rushing move, and then you know, kind of making his move and dominating them. He's got a stiff kind of punch to him. So when you see the first hit, his first hit is hard. He's gonna rattle defenders with that first hit. Good solid base post snap. When he's playing center, he's very good at getting straight to pass blocking or run blocking. He's quick off the snap. As I said, more protection from Mahomes equals more touchdowns, equals more money, equals more Super Bowls, equals more success, equals Kansas City Chiefs worldwide domination for 10 years.
A lot of coaches don't recognise talent when they have it. Andy Reid ain't that guy now. He ain't that guy now. He's going to draft to protect Patrick Mahomes because that's his guy for the next decade. I like the pick a lot. I do. Okay,
so who is your sleeper of the draft? Oh, wait, hold on. I'll tell you my sleeper of the draft. Who I want to watch, my guy for maybe the later round picks. We're talking guy. Some people are probably going to hear the name of him and be like, "Oh, I know that guy. He's very, very good. He's been very successful in his college career." We're talking Jalen Hurts, quarterback from Oklahoma/Alabama. I mean, this guy's won national championships at Alabama. He's a winner, a proven winner, and then goes to Oklahoma and has a really, really great year, one of the Heisman candidates. I see him as more of a third-round pick development talent. But if my Saints are there in the third round and they see Jalen Hurts there and they select him as the future, I ain't gonna have a problem with that. I'm saying that's a great pick. So my sleeper for the draft is Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm going with a quarterback as well for my sleeper, and it's somebody you're not going to like, but you're going to have to respect. It's Jacob Eason, the Washington quarterback. Look, he was the number one quarterback in the country when he left high school. He could have gone to any school in the nation. I'm talking about the big boys now, not just any old crappy little settlement in the Midwest. No. He chose to go to Georgia and play for Coach Mark Richt. But Georgia fired Richt before Eason ever arrived on campus. Broken promises, baby. They don't end well. This was the first of unfortunate events for Jacob Eason. They drafted Kirby Smart, a defensive guy. Run first. Not the type of guy Jacob Eason's going to thrive under. And then he injured himself. He injured his ankle. Ow! And now he's fell until, you know what? I hope a team does draft him late. And I hope he's the next Tom Brady. Because this guy, book it in, all pro in 5 years. Let's do it. Let's do it, Carolina. Let's draft Derek Brown at 7. Jacob Eason in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I don't mind that pick. Why is it? I thought you were going to say Jacob Fromm. I'd have had a big old issue.
Yeah, I know you don't like Jake Fromm.
I don't like him as a person. I don't know him, but, as a player.
As a player, I mean.
Jacob Eason, I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, I think he's criminally underrated. Look, LSU, if Jacob Eason had transferred to LSU, he would be in Joe Burrow's situation right now.
Yeah, he could be the number 1 pick.
It's just unfortunate he went to a college program which wasn't suited for him and betrayed him.
Tracy.
They betrayed him. They sacked the coach. Broken promises. If Jacob Eason lands in the 4th round, next big thing.
I like the pick. I like your pick. Okay, guys, if you are interested in seeing our reactions to the NFL draft, try and tune into the channel or our Instagram on Friday morning. Yeah, it's Friday morning. It's very early in the morning.
Very early.
Check in with us. Let us know how you think the draft is going to go also. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. We hope you can join us. If not, we want to know where you think players will land in the comments section below. We should have a live chat going, shouldn't we, for that live stream?
Yeah, I reckon.
So if anyone wants to join in on the fun, you're more than welcome. If we can figure that out, of course. We're not the most tech savvy.
I mean, we should be, but we're not.
We try our best. But anyway, thank you for watching this edition of the EdgooseWakeford Sportscast and the mock draft. I've been one of your hosts, Danny Edgoose, with my brilliant co-host.
And Wakeford, everyone. Signing off.
These have been picks 1 to 32. We hope you can join us for the draft. And we hope you can stay inside and stay safe for the next few weeks.
Stay safe.
See you next time.
Goodbye.